Welcome to the second round of our senior project presentations. Just like last time, we will have two presentations with a very short break in between, and then we'll have a longer break for the second presentation. I'm going to ask that if you need to move around for any reason, that you move around during those breaks between the presentations and try not to move during the presentations themselves. And also, if everyone would please take a moment and look at your cell phone and make sure that it is silenced. And our first presentation today is from Ms. Alexis Dominguez, who will be talking to us about Mother Nature's worst enemy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alexis Dominguez, and today I will be talking to you about plastic pollution in our oceans. I will be informing you about the history of plastic, how it's progressed over the years, and I will also be including the downfall of plastic and what we can do right now to end plastic pollution. After researching my topic for months and using accredited sources, I feel that I am capable of informing you about this problem. So on average, how many pounds of plastic do you think that you use a year? Raise your hands. Mary. 900. Are there any other guesses? 15. Okay, those are good guesses. Actually, you use 185 pounds of plastic a year. So if you multiply this by the U.S. population, which is 323 million, you end up with 60 trillion pounds of plastic. And yes, that number is extremely large, but if you think about it, when you hold a plastic water bottle, it weighs next to nothing. So the fact that we can come up with 60 trillion pounds of that is absolutely nauseating. Plastic pollution in the marine environment is a serious problem worldwide that is affecting every form of life. Today, I will be discussing the inventors in the original plastics, the pollution we're facing today, organizations and eco-friendly companies that have come about due to plastic pollution, and I'll also be including innovators and what we can do right now. Listed here are the four main inventors. We have Alexander Parks, John Hyatt, Eugene Baughman, and Frederick Law. In 1862, the first plastic ever was invented called Parkisane. Alexander Parks, an English inventor, invented this, and it is made out of a sugar compound called cellulose mixed in with a plasticizer. A plasticizer is added to add elasticity, which was perfect as he used this to make waterproof clothing, although his invention did not last long because it was extremely flammable and cracked easily. In the same year, America's own John Hyatt invented celluloid. This is a mixture of nitrocellulose, camphor, and alcohol under pressure. It was used for a variety of household items, such as combs, eyeglasses, and even piano keys. And also this time, having ivory or turtle shell in your house was very popular as it was used to display wealth. So but due to poaching and low populations, they even used celluloid to mimic these items. 10 years later, a German chemist, Eugene Baughman, invented polyvinyl chloride, which I'm sure you are all familiar with as this is PVC piping. It was used for wire insulation and coating items at the time. And it wasn't until the German inventor Frederick Law patented it after he found a new way to initiate polymerization using sunlight. So this transformed PVC into the second most used plastic worldwide, which is now used for piping, paint, and even children's toys. So with that being the second, the most used plastic worldwide is polyethylene. Although there is no true inventor of it, it is commonly used around the world. It is a synthetic resin that is the product of polymerization of ethylene. When this was created, it was a milestone in history for mankind because it was cheap and durable to make and it held up to any job that it was created for. But the only problem with it is that it does not break down for hundreds of years. So this leaves all these plastics that were created to eventually find their way into our oceans, causing problems such as garbage patch gyres, ghost nets, and even microbead pollution. For any of you who are unaware, a garbage patch gyre is a large mass of plastic and other trash that is collected into the gyres of our ocean, and that is caused by runoff or pollution. There are multiple located in our Atlantic and Pacific oceans, and in fact, the Pacific garbage patch gyre is the size of Texas. One of the worst garbage patch gyres at the moment is located in the North Atlantic because it mixes in with the Sargassum Sea. The Sargassum Sea gets its name from the algae that is grown here, and this specific algae reproduces extremely quickly, so when one piece of it breaks off, it just automatically starts to produce more. So this means that it is home to thousands of marine life. And the only problem with that is that their only food source right now is plastic. Plastic is extremely harmful to you as it is composed of chemicals and will actually clog your intestines. And to an increasing biomagnification level. So what biomagnification is a concentration of toxins in one organism and increases when ingested by another. So as you can see here, you have the base of the food chain, which is small fish or plankton, and so they're the ones that are originally going to consume the plastic, and so as they're eaten by larger predators, this toxin level will only go up. And if you think about this realistically, this polar bear or the large fish is us because we're the top of the food chain. So it is extremely important that we watch what we are feeding into our oceans because it is going to come back to haunt us. Another problem that we are facing today is ghost nets. These are just old fishing nets that have been left to rot in our oceans. They're caused by fishermen who accidentally leave their nets or have to cut them for some reason. Also, illegal fishing is a huge problem right now. So obviously when the police come to arrest these fishermen, they cut nets and leave extremely fast. Leaving these nets just to fall into harm's way so they can clog our coral reefs or even explode in the ocean and get entangled by organisms. So since ghost nets or fishing nets are made of plastic, they have little to no elasticity. So while this is great for fishing, it's not great for when they're just left out in the open. There have been a variety of fish and organisms that have been caught in this, ranging from small fish to large whales. There are a few different common types of ghost nets, or fishing nets, draft nets, and long lines. Draft nets are 2-mile wide fishing nets that will hang vertically in the water column, and long lines are just one single piece of fishing line that can hang for 60 miles. So it's extremely important that fishermen and even illegal fishermen are very careful what they do with these, because as you can see here, they will cause a lot of damage. So shown here are a couple organisms that have been harmed. We have black-tip reef sharks, which are critically endangered right now, and ghost nets are only adding to the problem. A seal and a few turtles, they are actually caught in like a miniature garbage patch at the moment, but rest assured they were rescued after this picture. And this large mass right here is actually a gray whale. And if you notice, it is covered in hundreds of nets. And there is no way that any of these organisms would be able to free themselves from these nets without a diver's help. So while we can see the damage that plastic is doing on a macro level, it's important that we watch what it is doing on a micro level. And this leads me to microbeads. Microbeads are small plastic particles that range from 0.004 to 1.24 millimeters in size. They're used in a variety of beauty products, from face wash to body scrubs, even your toothpaste. One bottle of face wash can actually have up to 300,000 microbeads located in it. So much like the early inventors of plastics, the producers of microbeads were, extremely happy with what they created. It was durable, it was cheap, and it did whatever they needed it to do. But that was before they realized the damage that these were causing. So due to their small size, they cannot be filtered out or taken out of the ocean. So once they are produced, they're here to stay. When microbeads enter the ocean, they're oftentimes mistaken for food by small organisms, such as plankton, which are the basis of our food chain. So when plankton are ingesting these, they are then consumed by the upper levels of the food chain, and that only poisons us farther. And like I said, when microbeads are entered into the system, they will actually clog the internal organs, and they will just soak up any other pesticides ingested. So while many fish have chemicals in their body to rid themselves of this, when they are completely clogged with microbeads, that is no longer possible. So this is only going to end up hurting us, but also killing off populations because they are just sitting in themselves. But it's not just plankton that are being affected. In California recently, the mussels there were noted to have an increase in plastic intake. So this meant that the mussels that the organisms were feeding off of were poisoning them, so populations were decreasing like they already are. And then even the people that were ingesting these were becoming sick. So this hurt the environment there, the people there, and even the economy, because they were no longer allowed to sell these fish and make a profit off of them. And now you might be thinking, well, what if I don't eat fish? Plastic's not going to affect me. Well, it will. In Lake Ontario, actually, they had a severe microbead outbreak, and so this caused the drinking water there to actually become toxic. It was estimated that there were 1.1 million microbeads per square kilometer in Lake Ontario. And that is just one of our Great Lakes. So if you think about how many microbeads are located in our ocean, it's just insane. Microbeads are going to affect you somehow. So it's important that you watch out for what products you are using. Now, does anybody here, do you think that you have ever used microbeads? All right, that's a pretty good answer. So as you can see here, I listed just a few select items that have microbeads in them. And if you'll notice that in front, there are small containers that show the amount that is in these. And so oftentimes now that products are, or companies are becoming aware of what microbeads are doing to the planet, they don't oftentimes like show that on the bottle, so you will need to look on the back. And this is where it will be listed as polyethylene or polypropylene. So if you just look for these key ingredients, you will make sure to stray from these products because not only are they bad for the environment, they're also bad for you. You don't want to be scrubbing your face or adding any chemicals to you because like I said, it's going to poison you and harm you in some way. And dentists have even notified their patients several times not to use toothpaste that have microbeads in it because it will cause a variety of dental problems and they're extremely hard to remove. Thankfully, just to make sure that microbeads are no longer going to affect us, on December 28th of 2015, President Obama passed the Microbead-Free Waters Act. So this banned all types of microbeads from any beauty product, and although he passed it recently, it will not go into full effect until July 1st of 2017. This was just due to manufacturing and over-the-counter prescriptions. So it's important that we really need to start focusing on what products we are using, because we saw a year before these are going to stop being stocked in our shelves. And if we just keep using this, it is only adding to the problem. Once you use microbeads, they are here to stay, and plastics are never going to go away. I will now be talking about a few organizations and companies that have been developed due to plastic pollution: GhostNets, Starsock, and Aquafil. GhostNets, or Ghost Fishing, is a Dutch organization that was created in 2009 after a dive trip in the North Sea was interrupted because the wreck site that they were visiting was completely covered in these ghost nets. So what this organization does is they have a variety, or multiple volunteer dive teams that will go down into the ocean and remove these nets. And what they do with all the nets that they collect is they send them off to be refurbished into a new pommel yarn that is then used to reproduce the goods. Their dive team has actually expanded all across the world, and they have volunteers located in Belgium, Germany, Croatia, the United Kingdom, and also the States. So one of the companies that they are partnered with is Starsock. Starsock is, also a Dutch company, and what they do is they take the pommel yarn that is produced from the ghost nets and they transform it into their new sock that they sell. They have sold up to 25 million pairs every year, and that number is continuing to grow, and they're also starting to expand their business to their partners in China. Another company that they're also partnered with is Aquafil. So Aquafil was founded in 1965 in Italy, and they have grown to be a leading manufacturer for different carpets and goods worldwide, and they only use recycled or the pommel yarn that is made from these ghost nets. They supply carpets for hotels, public buildings, and even in our cars. So it's amazing that there's companies and organizations being developed to help rid plastic from our oceans and also the environment. I will now be informing you about innovators that are actually in high school. So it's not just adults that can help in plastic pollution. There's things that all of us can do. I will be informing about Boyan Slat and Rachel Lopez. So at the age of 18, Boyan Slat founded Ocean Cleanup. And what Ocean Cleanup is envisioning is that they will create the largest plastic cleanup in history. So his invention was to have these long floating barriers in the ocean, and they're designed in a certain way that the ocean currents will bring in the plastic, and so when they're collected, they will then be stored, and once they boats come to pick up the plastic, they will then be taken for recycling. So since 2013, he has been working extremely hard to get his invention out and working, and he has raised $2.2 million in crowdfunding. And this is just a high school student. He started this when he was 18. He is hoping to have his invention in full use by 2020. Next, we have Rachel Lopez. She's a high school student in New Mexico, and at the age of 17, she found a new innovative idea to make fishing nets. She started by comparing different fibers against plastics and trying to find the best durability in the ocean, and her conclusion was that different yucca fibers combined would hold the best for fishing, but it also decomposed over time, therefore it'd be more eco-friendly than using plastic nets. So as you can see, this was just one small research project that could turn into a new amazing thing that we could use worldwide that would stop plastic pollution. So the best thing that you can do to end plastic pollution is to stop using it, but let's be real, plastic is everywhere. We're completely consumed in it. So one of the things that you can do is start to look out for eco-friendly, recyclable, or even biodegradable goods. There are tons of them. If you just Google it, millions of websites will pop up, and they'll even send you samples so you can really test these products. And if you must use plastic, the best thing you can do is to reuse it. I know personally, when I get a shopping bag or something, I oftentimes store them, and then when I'm shipping out a package, I will send it. or just with like old food containers from Olive Garden. They're made out of plastic. All you have to do is wash them, and then you can use them again. So there's really no need to keep buying these plastics when we're just completely surrounded. Also, what you should be doing is recycling. There are 10 recycling centers in Aiken, so there's absolutely no excuse as to why we're not recycling more often. I listed here some plastic alternatives. So I don't know about you guys, but my family goes through trash bags like there is no tomorrow. So these reusable trash bags are actually biodegradable. So that means that they are going to completely decompose in 2 years. And also they come in a variety of sizes, and they are the exact same price as the ones that you were buying today at the store. Another thing that you can do is, instead of wasting your money on plastic water bottles that not only poison you but waste hundreds of dollars every year, you can buy a few single reusable bottles and just continue to use them, because they're not going to poison you, and you're just saving tons of money every single year, not to mention not using a lot of plastic waste. A third example is by using reusable grocery bags. I know it is a bit of a hassle, but the amount of waste that you're saving by using these it's worth it. Also, this is more directed towards the families, lunch baggies. You might not think about it, but we use hundreds of these a year. So if you can find these bio bags, they're going to decompose, or you can compost them, which is also amazing. And another alternative for the mothers out there are these decomposable diapers. So they are reusable and you can use them multiple times, but if they need to be thrown away, they can, because they are going to decompose after a few years. I just want to state on the fact that the oceans are the most important ecosystem in the entire world. Not only do they produce 50 to 85% of our air, they're our main food source, and they also provide financially for us. Without the oceans, we are nothing. We will not be here. So if we just continue to keep trashing them and acting like what we're putting in them isn't affecting it, then we're at a lost cause. This is only going to affect future generations, and if we don't start realizing the damage we're doing, there's really no hope left. Before I leave you with this quote, I do want to thank my mentor, Ms. Stoner, for guiding me along my senior project and helping me through any breakdowns along the way, and also Father Joseph, because let's be real, without Father Joseph, senior project will not have happened this year. I would now like to leave you with a quote by Sylvia Earle. With every drop of water you drink, every breath you take, you are connected to the sea, no matter where on earth you live. Thank you.